Hey y'all, this is William Kennedy with Theatrical Media Services, and today's video we're going to show you how to do an Edison connector. For this project, we're going to be using the following tools. Just your standard razor blade, your standard wire strippers, and a number 2 Phillips, some side cutters. So first things first, we're going to be using Hubble connectors. You got 2 different styles. You have the male and you have a female. For this video, we're just going to hook up the male. For the cable, we're just using your standard 14.3 SJOOW. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to separate the connector from the back shell. You're going to take the back shell, which has 2 Phillips head screws on it, and you're going to make sure you got enough space right here to just separate it and get it in between the cable and slide it on. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to cut the jacket back and get it ready to put in the connector right here. Okay, figure out how much jacket we need to get back, and the way I do that is I'll pull the back shell up and you kind of get an idea of where the wire is going to go all the way into here. So you'll pull the back shell up and you can kind of see it's going to go right about here. You don't want to go too far so you're past the back shell. And when you're using your razor blade, you're just going to do a light cut, not too heavy, because you don't want to cut into the conductors on the inside. Just go all the way around. And then you pull this off. Okay, once you get in there, you'll see your 3 conductors. You got your ground, your hot, and your neutral. Okay, this little filler we're going to cut out. You just get your side cutters and cut it right at the base. Once you get that out of the way, you're ready to strip the wires back and put it inside of here. Okay, one thing I want to point out with these Hubble connectors, they have this nice little wire strip back gauge on it. It's kind of hard to see, but I'll get it close. If you can see, it's right here. You can see here's where the jacket is, and then here's where the wire is. So you can take it and just kind of set it right up here next to it, and then put a mark with your finger where it needs to be, which is about right there. And now you know where you're going to strip. So when you get your strippers, you also want to make sure that you're cutting to the gauge of the wire. So if you look right here, it's going to say 14. 14 is where you're going to start with the strip. And when you strip, you put right here, clamp on it, and then just pull straight back. And if you see that, it does a real nice strip there for you. So once you get that done, you want to check out your connector. And normally when these come in, the way these are set up is you have a little plunger, the metal plate that plunges in when you do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen it up so we can put the wire in there and then plunge it back on the wire. So once you do that, if you can see right here on the side, you can see the metal plates way back here in between where it's going to smash the wire. You just take the wire, put it straight in like this, and then when I'm doing it, hopefully you can see it here. And it's clockwise, and you'll see that plate come in, and it'll grab the copper and just smash it together. And you want to get it good and hand tight. And as you can see on that side, you can see where it's just all wire. You don't want any of the jacket. And then I'll give it a nice little tug test to make sure it's good to go. So we'll just go to the next one at that point. And obviously green means ground. Over here, you got black. Black always goes to gold. And white is always going to be silver. So we're just going to do black or hot next. We'll loosen that guy up so we can get the copper in. You want to make sure you get all the strands of copper in there. And then clockwise, righty-tighty to tighten it up. Once you get it nice and tight, you can kind of flip it over and see that it's all copper. Give it a tug test, good to go. Go to the neutral or the white. You can see all copper. Give it a tug test and we're good to go. So at this point, you're going to grab the back shell and pull it up, and you'll have a notch on this end and then a notch on the connector end, and you just line them up. Slide this guy up, and you have the 3 Phillips heads that are in there. Make sure they don't get in the way and they'll slide right into position. And now you're ready to tighten the connector down to the back shell. There's just a 1/4 turn or so on these Phillips heads up here to get them all the way down and tight. Once you get that good and tight, you're going to go to the back shell, and you got 2 Phillips heads here too. And these you're going to have to tighten a little bit more. And what you're going to do is just make sure this gap is not too much there anymore and good and tight on this jacket in the back. Once you get that good and tight, you're going to see it's got a nice tight fit right here. Not a lot of gap. You could probably get a couple more turns here to make it all the way. Give it a nice tug test, and you've done an Edison. I hope this video was informative. Please leave comments below, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot, guys.